people, that's the absolute necessity to a business, especially to grow it. You need people. You can't do it by yourself, and you need great people. One of the things of building a business is culture is a big thing for us. We're growing our business because you want a great culture, a great culture, a great place for people to work and grow and prosper. So finding the right people is essential to growing a business.
Hi, I'm Terrell Turner, the host of Business Talk Library, and I am here with co-host Chris Word, and we have a special guest that is going to talk about his business. Now, I want to welcome to the show Donavan Everette. So, welcome to the show.
Thank you.
Now, what we wanted to talk about was you have a construction business. And construction is a business that people see happening, but most people don't really understand the business behind construction. So I guess kind of from your perspective, how did you get into the construction business?
Yeah, so I always like to tell that story. I've been in construction ever since I was that tall, and because it came from a family-owned business where my dad had a construction company building residential multifamily projects, and that's where I really got my start at. And ever since I was small, going to work with him as a little boy, and then going to college. While I was in college, I worked my way through college by working for a construction company. And then when I graduated from college, I ended up working for a big international firm construction company. So construction has been in my blood ever since I was been able to walk. So that's kind of been my vehicle of my career.
So when did you start your construction company?
So started it in 2013. So just celebrated, or August was our 6th year, so we're going into our 7th year. So we started it coming right out of the Great Recession as when I started a business. So.
Okay.
That's an interesting time to start a business.
Yeah, scary time, but I figured that if I didn't do it then, probably wouldn't ever do it. And I always said the only way would be to go up from there. So I said that was probably a good time to do it.
So I'm asking you this question because I think a lot of people assume that if you start a business, you have to be in the business. So do you wear the overalls or swing the hammer?
Well, I can swing a hammer, but so run a business and to grow it and to run it, you want to hire the experts to do what they do. And for me, it's really putting together great teams. Whether it's the subcontractors, the design team, and working collaboratively together to orchestrate, plan, and so the project can be executed for the owner that we're building for. So, we have great trades staff, people and subcontractors that are out there every day in the trenches doing the hard work that you see the result of every day. So.
Now, I guess with Havit being the CEO of a construction company, how does that work with balancing that and life? And because I mean, you're in Raleigh, you live in Raleigh, but we're filming here in Charlotte, so I mean, you're not at home. So how do you manage that?
It's I always say when you go into business, you're going to sacrifice something, whether it's your time, your money, or events or things like that. So. You got to figure out what the why is or what you're doing. And I started this business to create, my own path, my own destiny, and, have a legacy for family. And so it's really, I don't really look at it as a trade-off. When I'm at work, I'm at work. When I'm at home, I'm at home. And if, it's something that, it's just do it. It's part of being in business. So
I have a question for you. Does it ever get easy? I guess the assumption is that you start a business, you get to a certain point, and the risk goes away, the fear goes away, the money starts pouring in, and you're just swimming in it like Scrooge McDuck.
Yeah.
Does it ever get easy?
It's never easy. I heard a saying the other day. That there's always a different level of difficulty or challenge in a business. I mean, some people go broke when they make $1 million. They think $1 million is a lot of money, but that's not a lot of money. So they forget what got them there, so they start reverting to other stuff. So, the more you go up or success, it can become more challenging because you have different things coming at you. You have to scale it and grow it and continue to maintain it. So it's not ever easier. I think what you can do is make things differently, so you can make things go smoother.
Okay.
Instead of beating your head against the wall by doing it, you hire somebody smarter than you to do it, so you can focus on what you're good at. So you just learn different ways, creative ways to buy yourself time to be able to do what you do best, and to grow the business or whatever the case may be.
Wow.
Yeah, and I guess speaking of hiring, like, what have been some of the things you've kind of learned as far as finding the right people for the right jobs, or even moving people around, or just trying to figure out, hey, do I have the right people doing the right things?
Yeah. People, that's the absolute necessity to a business, especially to grow it. You need people. You can't do it by yourself, and you need great people. One of the things of building a business is culture is a big thing for us with growing our business, because you want a great culture, a great culture, a great place for people to work and grow and prosper. So finding the right people is essential to growing a business. It's a very active market, so the talent is very limited, if you will. But there are good people out there that you can find that will, if you tell them the vision and the mission of the business, they will come. I've been fortunate that we got a great staff and great team to grow our business and continue to grow it. But having people, great people, are essential. I mean, I can't say that enough.
Wow. Wow. So tell us a little bit about your business. Is it residential, commercial, kind of what you mentioned, values? What are those things that make your business different?
Yeah, so we're commercial general contracting construction manager, and we focus on several core markets: healthcare, education, automotive. We do a lot of automotive dealerships, corporate interiors, and in the public sector, government sector. So we play outside of those markets, but those are our main markets. We're a relationship-based company where when we're going out to work, we're trying to sell our value to the owner of a service, to be that owner, whoever's construction partner, to work with them, to work with their teams, to build their vision of what they have set out to do. And so what we try to communicate is the value we bring to help them execute that, to save them money where we can, and to get them on schedule where we can. So.
Yeah, no, I know you should mention when your customers are, I guess, business owners themselves, which is a little slightly different, because sometimes when people think about construction, they think about, someone building their house and like, hey, I need this specific detail, or I need this to line up. I guess when it comes to working with business owners as your customers, like, how is that experience? Is it similar to what your dad experienced with residential, or is it a bit different?
So when I work with other business owners, I'll use automotive, for example. Those are entrepreneurs and guys starting their businesses. They understand it because they had to start themselves. Right. So it's the people you meet along the way, other business owners, you see and learn things from them that I might not have gotten, from my father, because they might be on a different scale or different avenue. So you learn and pick up different things from different business owners that we work with. So it's also a client or a customer, but it's also an opportunity to learn, to pick up things, because they're building a building, whether it's $4, $5, $10 million, and they had to have some success to be able to do that. You figure out what you can take from that, from a learning experience and learning opportunity to grow our business. So.
Now, what has been one of your most enjoyable projects that you've kind of worked on, or something that really man, this was a really cool construction project to be a part of?
Yeah, had a lot of cool projects. I would say probably the first project that D.A. Everette Construction built, because it was our first project, first job site signed, the first groundbreaking, and it's like everything's going. You don't know if you're gonna make money or not, but it's like the first. So that, I would say, for me, that was probably the most exciting, the most rewarding project. Not to discount any of the other projects that we've done or anything like that, because they're all exciting, but to have your first construction project and to say, okay, man, I jumped out there and did it, and we have a team, and we're actually doing this.
Right.
That's an exciting feeling, man.
So what's something that you know now or have learned over the years that you wish you would have learned or known when you first started? Is there something?
And I'll when I started business, my think wasn't big enough. My think was not big enough. I was like, hey, if I can do just this, and
Wow.
I'll be good at this, and I'll be happy with this. And I quickly realized that that's probably not a good recipe for success, in my opinion. And because how are you going to help people if you just limit yourself to this? So I was being selfish by capping myself at just this.
Wow.
So I would say my think was not big enough, and if my thinking had been bigger earlier, probably might be a little further along. I use an example of, we were down in the U.S. Virgin Islands building, and I would have never imagined start my business that I would even be down there working.
Wow.
So when that opportunity came along, I didn't know how I was going to do it. We did it, and after being over there, I quickly realized, man, there's a bigger opportunity, a bigger world out there that can go beyond this. That is that is there.
Yeah.
So I'd say if looking back, having a bigger thinking of where this can go and where it can go, where I can go. So.
Now, I guess with that, I mean, with having people that are on the team, they're great at their specialty. Like, how do you, as the CEO and the leader of the business, really help your team start to expand the way they think about it? I guess without feeling, discouraged about what they've done. It's like, hey, your past victories, they're good, but hey, here's the new level we can actually grow to.
One of the things I tell our team is what got us here today will not get us there tomorrow. I say that and I repeat that because, in order to change, you got to change. And we all know things are going to change. And to grow, you have to change. To expand, you have to change. And I always tell our teams and even myself to use the past things that you can learn from to grow from it, so you can not repeat the same mistakes. But expand, use it as a learning opportunity, but always know that you always want to grow and expand your thinking, expand your knowledge, your education, the information you're getting, because the information you got 10 years ago might not apply to you at this time. So it may be different to you at this point in your life. So, I always say, always be open, always be expanding your thoughts and your processes to grow.
Now, actually, I have two questions, but the first one is, what do you do to continue to develop and expand and kind of raise the level of thinking or goals?
Yeah, so I spend a lot of time following successful people.
Okay.
They said, if you want to be successful, surround yourself with successful people, or learn what they did to become successful. So I spend a lot of time reading articles or following people that are successful companies. I mean, there are a lot of successful companies. I'm not talking about little companies that are just starting. I'm talking about big companies that do it. So spend a lot of time studying those companies and how those companies are successfully run, what went well, what didn't go well, and just try to emulate things that work for them and do that. But just finding successful people and what works for them and try to implement that.
So my second question, when and how do you rest? Burnout is real, especially at the level of CEO and owner. How do you rest? Is there a time that you do it? What's that process for you?
Man, it's a grind, man. There's no time to rest. I don't want to rest because
That's fair.
For me, I know what I want the end result to be, and I want to put in action. I want to keep going. And although there's times I get up 4 o'clock every morning and go to the gym. There's times I hate to go to the gym, but I know if I don't go to the gym, I'm not going to get the result that I want. And it's no different than in business. There's times I want to do other things that that I'm not doing, but I know if I do this, it's going to contribute to my end result of doing it. So, you know, there's times, you know, you take a minute to catch your breath, but for the overall, man, it's
All right.
let's go get it, and how can we keep moving?
Okay.
So.
Okay.
Now, I guess when you think about some of the projects that you've worked on, and the bidding process becomes an interesting thing, like how do you as a CEO still keep your team motivated when you got to submit a bid and you don't win?
Yeah. It's never easy losing. Because I'm a competitive person, you always want to win. But I try to say, look at every opportunity to learn from. How can we get better? What could we do differently to help us set us up from the next go round? And I think to keep your team motivated, you got to have some wins in there. So you try to identify targets that you think you got a good chance of winning at, and you keep the team pumped up and morale going. And you know, when there's a time that you lose, you figure out what went well and what you can change to do differently, and so you don't repeat it the next time, and just keep the vision in front of everybody, and the why of what we're doing, and it's just a constant. You always want to keep people motivated and being positive. I mean, I can't say that enough. Positivity just will breed positivity, and when you're positive all the way around and you try to find something that didn't go well and try to find a positive out of it, it helps.
Right.
Even if it's a way you need to correct some things, looking at it in a positive way.
Support system, like family and friends and even immediate family. What's that support system?
Yeah, I mean, great support system. You know, my sister, my family, my wife, kids. You know, kid, son, very supportive, and you know, without that, you can't. You know, my dad, he's very supportive. You know, I talk to him every day or almost every day, and you know, just there to give you that guidance and support, and you know, friends, friends who understand the mission and what you're trying to do, having that great friendship with friendships, and having people that understand the vision. So having that support system, support team, is key to go, you know.
Your son, he has the hammer now. He's learning.
Yeah, he's trying to figure out how to build a couple things, but no, he's good. So.
Good.
Thank you for tuning in to the Business Talk Library, aired on RETV. If you'd like to see more of the Business Talk Library, be sure to watch us every week on Tuesday nights at 6 p.m.